Hello, and welcome to more of me, just doing whatever and organizing my day. I'll probably do a little talking before I get started on anything. Uh, I hope you enjoy this background. It's supposed to be a winter hobbit home, so that is what I'm looking at, and hope you enjoy while we're looking. I don't know what life is going to look like today. I don't know what my life's going to look like today. I just know I just want to get things organized and put together. Just a reminder about myself, I'm in school. I have impulsive ADHD. My room's awful. Life is all over the place, usually most of the time. I'm usually trying to get life together, and this is me doing that. And it can look like whatever. I'll probably be, I don't even know, just doing whatever, like playing games, talking about what I want to do with the channel, talking about like therapeutic methods, things like that. But today is more like, oh, just doing whatever. Um, and I know these kinds of videos don't really do too well, but I'm hoping that they will in the future because I really enjoy just sitting and chilling and doing a video. Today I have usually just talking things out loud and about what I'm gonna do is really helpful. So, hold on. Also, I'm a little congested, so I'm gonna mute the mic anytime I'm like sniffing or anything. Um, I'm wondering, what can y'all hear? What does it sound like? Let me turn this up. Oh, you hear it's the Hollow Knight background. I was like, what is that sound? Well, enjoy the Hollow Knight background while I'm talking. Let me turn this down. It might be a little too loud. So, this week is spring break for schools. I work and I do school at the same time, so it's going to be more of a chiller weekend. But I, so I, so I messed up. I was doing my timesheets for school because I'm in a practicum, and I put it in the wrong track. Like I put it in the foundation track when I was supposed to put it in the advanced track. And I know you don't know what that means, but it just pretty much means I have to input the whole thing again. So that's a good bit of what I'll be doing. Like this morning, I'll be doing how many weeks worth do I think? I'll be doing one and a half of the weeks, and then I think I'll be. What else will I be doing? I'll be. I'm like looking at this, like, what am I doing again? Okay, I've got these things to do, so something else important I'll be doing is I'll be working on my project. I have this project me and a friend are doing, like, we're doing this workbook type thing, and I'll be doing it on a separate screen and, like, talking at the same time. And I'm trying to, like, hyper focus on that. Like, really. And I'm just, don't look at the times, I'm just doing it whenever. Um, and really just zoom in on it. Um, And I think it's just nice to talk and have this background as well. I enjoy it. Something calming. I want to talk a little about work this week too. Just a reminder, I'm a mental health care coordinator. I work with hundreds and hundreds of clients. That's why I like to talk about therapeutic concepts on here as well. I'm getting my master's in social work, and just want to use this to help people who can't afford therapy, don't have the time to go to therapy but need more tools in their tool belt for like therapeutic concepts, things like that. And that's something that's really important to me. My biggest passion, I think, is well, I don't think I know because I've dealt with issues regarding emotional regulation, having impulsive ADHD, like issues with loneliness, depression, I don't know, sorry if this is a trigger, but like suicidal thoughts, self harm, things like that. And I really want to help people who, I've noticed people who are under the umbrella of like having poor emotional regulation, ADHD, autism, things like that, like high functioning autism, even low functioning autism. And just to say, I'm not trained in knowing how to deal with these subjects. I'm just a student right now, and I want to like get my license at some point, but also want to teach people what I'm learning, about cognitive behavioral therapy and, different kinds of therapies, different ways to regulate and things of that nature. And that's what I want to do with this channel. And also just working on the project that I really want to launch while I'm here. And so it's a really nice break for me from work too. Work has been kind of, I'll be honest, I will always be honest about what I'm doing and what it looks like, because I think people romanticize social services sometimes, or it feels more romanticized. Oh, we get to help people. Everyone is trying to help people. Um, Everyone's trying to help themselves. It's not like that at all. It more feels like you're trying to decide what your morals are. Like, you're trying to decide what you want to hold on to, and you really learn the kind of person that you are when you're in that kind of job, and you see the kind of person other people are. I hate to say, because, you know, you really got to put your foot down, and you really got to go, like, okay, I am not only advocating for my clients, I'm advocating against anything that's inhibiting me from caring for my clients, because you're not always going to get management or people who care about the clients. You're probably going to get people who care more about the numbers. And you, as a human, and I'm a Christian, so like with Christian beliefs, like I put people first. Like, people come before numbers, and it really is tempting to, because I have to meet metrics at work, I have to do contacts, things like that, and sometimes things get in the way of that. Like, if I want to do quality case management, then sometimes I'm not as focused on the metrics. But the thing about my company is they understand that. They understand the work we do. They understand, like, our huge, our workload is huge sometimes. And that's one really good thing. It's one really good thing about where I work. And I have worked at places where they care less and more about numbers and contacts and things. But it's like, oh, we're supposed to be helping people too. And it was way less about helping people. But where I'm at now, it's more about helping people. And but also fight with the numbers too. Like, that's even less. But you've got to really weigh your pros and cons at jobs like this. Like, you have to think, when you're working in a place like this, it's like, okay, this is the kind of job where it's not really about just going to work and going home. Not saying you take your, like, you not saying you, like, talking about working over or anything, which that can happen too. But it's more about it's more about you give something to it whether you want to or not. You give a lot of emotional energy. You hear things that people are going through, and you have to carry that with you. And you have to accept that you can't help everyone. You have to accept that people are in these situations, and it's really the definition of saving the few, but maybe not the many. Like, you can do everything you can. You can deliver as many food boxes as you want to. You can help as many people with their rent as you want to. You can help a million people get jobs. You can help people get the supplies they need, the hygiene products they need. You can help people um, get into housing. You can give people the housing resources they need. You can do anything, and I've done all of those things. But at the end of the day, people can really only help themselves, and sometimes they can't help themselves, and sometimes you can't even help them. Like you have to really and you have to see that. It's hard to see it because you're like, I can't. You're like, I really can't save everyone. Like, I can't. Like, I've done enough. I want to say that I've done enough, but I haven't done enough. Like, I've done this and this and this. I've done all of these things. And just saying it out loud is helpful because I'm like, wow, I've done, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of clients. I've done a lot. You can mitigate as many barriers as you want. You can transport clients here and there. You can, you know, solve this issue and that issue and this issue and that issue. But these issues are never going to stop piling up and being a thing. And you're going to have to, people are going to fall between the cracks. And I fumbled the bag. I fumbled the bag. I fumbled the ball a lot of different times. And it's hard to say. And it's hard to watch because you're left with that. You're like, wow, I didn't do, like, did I do everything I could have done? Um, did I do everything I could have done? Did I say the words I could have said? Like, and that's the hard part of it. It's the only hard part. I'm sorry, like, to leave that out like a heavy note, but I just want people to know who do want to get into that kind of thing. Like, there are pros and cons, and, this is just my specific, what I am in specifically, because I worked with the mentally ill, like low in community mental health work. So that's just like working with low income, anyone who, like, crisis situations, people who don't have cars or transportation, people who are in danger of losing housing, people who are in danger of losing housing like tomorrow, like could be on the street tomorrow. People have kids, people have like, what do you call it? It's called different things in different places, like uh, children protective services cases open for different reasons, and it might not even be their fault. It might be just because they have a case open because um, maybe they don't have transportation to get their kids to school, things like that. Um, but and I worked in an easier job where, like, I worked with the elderly. The elderly is like one of the easiest populations to work with. That was like the easiest job. Just go visit them once a month, see if their services are going well. Maybe they have a problem or two happening, and the problems have to do with workers or whatever. But it really was an easy job. You just go home, and you can only do so much because your job is very specific. And that's the thing with social work. You can take it wherever you want to take it. Um, but sometimes when you're getting a job, you take what you take and you get the experience that you get. And when you get that experience, then that's when you have to go, like, okay, what do I want to do, with what I've learned? Because I worked in a group home first, and then it taught me what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And then I worked with the elderly, and I think I'm at a place where I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. Um, I am not exactly sure what I want to do, to be completely honest, because I'm kind of not burnt out on what I'm doing, but kind of a little worn with it, because having like turnover the way that we do and having like 140 clients is like an enormous amount of people. But I did tell myself, like, if I can do this, I can do anything. Like, that's something that reassures me working here. And I know I've been here for like 2 to 3 years, and a lot of people can't even stay 6 months. So that's something I give myself props for being able to do. Um, and good thing about my management is they see that and they really want to keep you. Um, so I really like The last company I worked for, I didn't like them. I didn't like them. I didn't like the way they were ran. This one I do. This one I might want to move within the company, or even if I leave, I would want to come back. That kind of thing. So that's enough talking and talking and talking for now. Sorry for all the yapping. Uh, let's look at what I have to do today. So I want to say like when I'm gonna have like the timer up like this. If it shows what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. I'm not really going to be going too much by the time. I could be, but that's not always going to be the case. I more am probably going to be going by, I'm just going to be showing like, oh, if I'm doing this, it'll show what I'm saying. But while I'm doing like my timesheet, the timer might not be showing, so I apologize for that. Because this whole thing might be covered with timesheet because I need both screens. And I want to get 3 screens at some point. But let me get my charger real quick. Okay, so I am back, and I think the first thing I'll be doing is my timesheet, so if you don't mind all these screens coming up. And when people watch these videos, it feels like I'm being kept company. I said like in the other video, like I'm the kind of person that like likes stuff like this, likes to watch people doing their job and whatnot. Like I'm the kind of person that would enjoy watching someone put a timesheet in. Um, okay, and I'm sorry if you hear any background noise. I like having something on the TV while I'm working. Okay, so I did this week, like I thought, and now we're going to do the second week in Foundation Practicum. And I'm on my bed right now. I might move to the. I don't have a desk or anything because I kind of work in the office and at home. And so I didn't think there was much reason for it. Um, so like I sit on the floor and I have like a floor table thing. That TikTok advertises. I got it off of Amazon, and I might move there because sitting on the bed with your legs crossed kind of hurts after a while. Uh, 11:15 to 3:30. And I know I'll probably be more quiet or probably like be talking more. 8:30 to 9. That's so I do a quick story. I do a work-based practicum, so I can use my job for my internship hours, and which is pretty neat and pretty cool because I also another side story. I moved to Nashville like 2 to 3 years ago, and I was in school. I was in a different school. Um, that is so loud. I am so sorry. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but I was in a different school. But that school, it was a little stricter, they were like, we do not want you doing a work-based practicum, even if you're doing something exactly like the internship that you're doing. If you do a work-based practicum, it would be like super strict. Like you can't do it on the clock, things like that. And I was like, and I have a friend who, she was getting her master's. She did a separate practicum, and she had no time in this world to herself except for to go home and go to sleep. Like, she had to get off work, go to her practicum. I don't know how she did it because it was a lot. And so that school, I'll just say the schools. I'm not like calling them out or anything, but if anyone wants to know, because is Troy University. They do online schooling for social work and for your master's in social work, and I think they do online for your bachelor's too. I'm not sure, but they're in Alabama, so I was going through them, and I was like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do this, but I was like determined to get my master's. I was like, I'm gonna get my master's. I'm gonna get it, and I didn't get. I was gonna do and this is all thanks to the Lord because it just worked out very well. I was gonna do a work-based practicum. No, not a work-based practicum. I was gonna do my practicum at my job because we have a crisis center, so that's like 24 hours, and I would have been working like evenings, overnights, or whatever. And oh, I'm taking a sip of my tea. Sorry if you heard me swallow. Um, One good thing though, when I was starting my job, shoot, I say when I was starting, but even there have been spurts, but I was not doing well. I was not doing well work wise because I don't remember if I got written up. Yeah, I got written up for something, and then we can't have a certain amount of late notes, and I kept getting late notes, and I'm just admitting this. Like I'm not the perfect worker by any means. Um, 3:15. But a lot of people, it's kind of common to get written up at that job because it's kind of hard to juggle everything like notes and clients. Uh, but I'm still there. I'm not fired, so that's a plus. But I didn't get approved to do the crisis internship, which at the time, I just remember that time so vividly. That was like a couple years ago. I was just so numb. Like, I was like, oh, because if you can't do the internship, you have to wait. It was so stupid. You can't wait next semester. You have to wait next year until you can get back in. And I'm like, next year? I don't know. And I was just so numb. Like, I remember I went to, which it was such a blessed time now that I think about it because um, I went to the beach. Like, I went to this island with a friend, with one of my roommates who invited me and my other roommate to the islands with her family. This island called, it was Ocracoke. That's what the island was called. And it was so fun. And it was so nice. And it was so relaxing. I did get sick. But that was my fault. That's a different story. But wait, oops, I did it again. 8:15 to 8:45. But after that, I was like down for such a long time. I was like in this limbo mind space where I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But I had a coworker who was also getting her master's at University of Kentucky, and she said that she was doing a work-based. I did it again. I'm so sorry. Hold on. She was doing a work-based practicum, is what she was going to do. So I'm impulsive because I have impulsive ADHD. And I was like, at first I was like stubbornly wanting to stay with Troy, but I had a friend who was like, oh, well, just, it's not hard to transfer. And I was like, okay, well, and I didn't even look into the program or the school. I just, that's the part that makes me impulsive. Sometimes I just don't think about stuff. Um, and I just went ahead and went about the transfer process, and it was easy. And I got transferred and learned, I don't have that much left to do before I graduate school. And now it worked out well. I'm still in my work-based practicum. This is my last semester, and then I have one more summer with 2 classes, and I'll be done. But that's how that went. So I'm very, very, very thankful that I got approved to transfer, and it all went well, because I don't know how she was able to do that, like do a practicum, because that is like literally like, no joke, just about, it's literally like 2 full-time jobs in a week. It's kind of crazy. It's insane. Okay. What is my time look like? 12:15 to... And I am so thankful that this week is spring break week, because this would have been a lot to have to do and doing school at the same time. Just regular schoolwork. And I'll be honest, I'm not doing the best in school this semester, and this is my last semester, so I really need to lock into it and like just do my best so that I don't get a C or anything. 8:15 to 8:45. Wait, oops, crap, I did it again. Wait, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. Oh my gosh, I did it again. I did it again. Wait, did I do it again? Yeah, I did. So what I did was I put the wrong week of into this, so that's frustrating. But that is okay, because I'm medicated. If we're being realistic. Also, like, I got news that I'm going to be on another team next month, and it's someone's team who she's more micromanaging and known for being toxic, and I am not happy about that part, to be honest. But again, because I'm medicated, I was able to take it a lot better, and I'm more optimistic about it. I'm like, maybe it'll be better. Maybe it'll be a better experience. Okay, I'm taking a break from that because I am not good at like going and like bouncing back from things like that yet. I hate messing up but it's really not a lot I have to do, but I think I just want to take a talking break. How long have I been going for? About 30 minutes. work on project, input timesheet, thoroughly trash and exercise to claim, apply for graduate school. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the timesheet at some point. I just want to take a mini break while doing that because before I go back to actually doing the corrections. Um, but yeah, that is what was I even talking about? That is how my school experience went. Like, I want to do occupational therapy first, and that was a while ago. That was a long time ago. That didn't work out. And then I had my undergrad in psychology, so I wanted to do research, but that didn't go too far. I had a teacher go like she wanted she chose me to do an internship, but she said, before you do anything, just figure out what you want to do. Like, do some volunteering around and things, and that's what I did. Like, figure out what you want to do, and she was right because I worked with I volunteered with, like, special needs children, and working at the group home was also really helpful, and I know that when you're in school, they're really hard pressed on, like, you got to figure out what you're gonna do, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong, but I will be honest. I was too young, and my brain was too immature. Even though I was an adult, I was at a legal adult age. Your brain is not fully developed when you're 18 to 22. I was too immature mentally to know what I want to do. Like, if I picked what I thought I wanted to do based on that time, I would not be enjoying anything I'm doing now. I think there are people who picked what they wanted to do when they were younger and worked toward it, and there are people who, and I'm not saying this is everyone, there are people who love what they're doing now, but there are people who they don't like it. They're like, I don't like it. That's why people go back to school as adults and things, and so even if you're in school and you're like, I have to figure out what I'm going to do, I have to have a job outside of school, it has to be this job and everything. That's not the case. That is not true. Because they put that on you in high school too. They're like, you have to know what you want to do when you get into college. Like, you have to know, even if you don't know first year, you have to know second year. Like, pick a major. And you don't know for me personally, I couldn't connect the dots of how the real world worked. Like, ideally, you kind of got to be working to kind of understand, and like working in a certain field to kind of understand what you want, because what you want can kind of change as you get older, and you're like, wow, I value this thing over this thing. Like, I value being able to talk to people and, do being a therapist. I value, like, being able, or being a case manager. I value being able to make my own schedule and for things to be flexible. I value flexible work. I value my time. I'd rather work not be a big part of my time. So I want to work toward being able to have a job where I can work like 2 days a week, which is a thing that is a thing, or like where I can work from home. And you don't even think about or know all the options out there, or what the options even mean, or what they come with. Like, you might not know, like, oh, okay, if I have a phone heavy job, then that means I'm going to be talking to people. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. But that also means, but you don't really know how fatigued you might get from talking to so many people. This is what I like when I tell people who are young when they come in. I'm like, when I used to train people, I was like, the cool thing about like working here is you get to You get to figure out what you want to do. Even when I talk to young people who are shadowing me or whatever, um, like you get to figure out what you want to do and see what you like and don't like doing. You know, you might work with people and you're like, I really like this part of it. I really like engaging with people. You might do the documentation and you're like, I don't like the documentation part of it. You might do the delegation and the resource management part and you're like, I really enjoy finding resources for people, or I really enjoy solving people's problems, which, you know, that was me. Like, I really enjoy digging into an issue, um, finding a way to solve a problem, and seeing the problem get solved. Like, that's part of social work too. Or you're like, hey, I really like the research part of it. I really like learning about therapeutic methods, things like that. I really like the more academic part of it. I actually want to do this. So, sorry for talking on and on about that, but that's something that is something that people don't really think about or consider when they're putting people in school and going like, "Oh, you have to hurry up and choose this, or your life is decided by this." And no matter where you're at in life, you have to look at your resources, but you can go whatever path you want. And that's what I tell my clients. Like when we have our like I see it like we have this organization we partner with called Park Center. They literally help with anything related to careers. Like if you want to go back to school, they help you sign up and get back for school. They help you with the financial parts and things like that. Like there are ways to get what you want sometimes. Like there are barriers, but just being able to see people get to the goal that they want to set, that they've set, is very rewarding. It's a rewarding part of it. Um, Let me see what I've got to do. I think I'm gonna go back to inputting my timesheet. Oh, it paused itself. Oh, I hate the fact that it messed up like that I messed up. That's frustrating. Okay, paperwork documentation, 8:30 to 9. Mm. 9:15 to 9:45. I'm just trying to take a sip of my coffee. I think that's what I need. 10:45 to 15 minutes. I only put it in for 15 minutes. 10:45 to 11. Wait, 10:45 to 11. Okay, I think I'm going to be switching from the bed to my floor chair, so I will be right back. Okay, I am back and that is much better. So, move some pins around and hold on. Okay, back to what I'm doing. Okay, making sure that I'm not messing up this time and I've got it on the right track. Let me fix this. Okay, there we go. Huh? Mm-hmm. 9:45 to 12:15. And I would say I enjoy talking about what I do, what it looks like, because sometimes I have a complex where I'm not doing enough. Um, oops. Wait. Yeah. Okay. 1 to 4. Or I'm not a good case manager, things like that, and you're gonna feel that way. And I had a when we were working at when me and a friend were working at like that place that was super toxic. um, 12 to 1. I remember she just felt like, well, I'm just not a good social worker. I'm not a good case manager. I'm like, well, no, that's not true. You're just not at a place where you can thrive, and a lot of things aren't true based off of just how you feel, because sometimes where you're at is not letting you be the best version of yourself. Really, as simple as that. Um, 8:45 to 9:15. Okay, we're almost done. Let me take a sip of my coffee. 8:30 to 9:45. I also like doing this because it keeps me accountable for just like sticking to what I'm supposed to be doing, because I'm a real feelingsy person or mood person, and I might be doing this and going like, oh, I don't feel like doing it anymore. Let me play more games, or let me do this. And then suddenly it's nighttime and I'm like, oh, I'm way behind on this thing. That's happened to me too many times. Ooh. So please enjoy if you also need some help staying on track. Ooh, I remember I was sick this day. Was I sick that day? Yeah, I think I was sick that on Thursday, so I don't have anything to put in. I had the flu and it was awful. I do not get sick, and I have a low pain tolerance, so I was like, I can't. And I saw this guy talking about the flu. Like, I saw this video of this, you know, guy who texted his girlfriend who was like, it's like, have you ever had the flu before? Because he was acting snippy because he didn't feel like she was caring enough. And he was like, yeah, I had the flu, last year. Like, you've heard of like the man flu. Like, apparently their flus are worse, I guess. I don't know. Um, and I was like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad enough to. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't bad enough to act like that. That was weird. Okay. Alright, alright. Okay. I've got this part done. Um, alright. I've got that done. So I'm gonna set this. Okay. I've got the first week of. No, that's the second week of February, and I'm gonna do the third week today and probably the fourth week tomorrow. Kind of want to split it up. And while I'm doing that, I just want to. Let me X this out so it can be silent. Okay. Probably should. What should I do next? Well, while I'm figuring that out, I think um, this may be a two-part video. Thank you so much for watching me do my timesheets again. Being with me, please comment, please subscribe. You're amazing, and bye.